Diesel, the quest for the magical seeds. This is where Diesel lives, not by himself, of course. He lives here with his family. They are a very large family, 12 siblings, 22 cousins, grandfather, grandmother, and of course mother and father. This is Diesel's brother, Ruddy. They almost always play with each other. They always go to school together. They always play in roughhouse, both on the way there and back. Even after dinner, they roughhouse together. And this is Diesel's cousin, Moth. He works on keeping all of their paths and roads clear of roots and other dangers. It is thanks to Moth and the others who work on the paths that they can go everywhere in the forest where they live. Diesel's grandfather, Helge, has been on many adventures in his life. Diesel and all of his siblings and cousins can sit for hours and listen to grandfather's stories. But Helge has become sick. Diesel had heard his grandmother and grandfather talk about some magical seeds that were in the magical clearing. Apparently, the seeds could help make grandfather healthy again. Diesel is not afraid. He decided to run away from home to find the magic seeds. He wanted to bring them home so he could help his grandfather get well. One early morning, he got up before everyone else, packed his backpack, and set off on an adventure. After a while of walking north, he came to a lake, but a lake did not stop the brave and adventurous Diesel. He quickly put together a small boat to get across. He had packed a captain's hat in his bag among other things. He wanted to be ready for anything he would encounter on his adventure. After crossing the lake, it was finally time for a picnic. Food, you can never have too much of it. Diesel had packed a big sack of cheese and crackers that he had found in his parents' pantry. It was not that there were no dangers in the forest. Diesel heard both owls and wings, but hid in the bushes until the danger was over. After another while of walking, Diesel suddenly felt a very good smell. It was not from food, but it was a delightful scent. He had arrived at the Flower Valley. He had heard the adults talk about this place. Diesel stopped for a while, just for the smell of all the flowers. The journey continued, and now a different smell emerged. Not as good and delightful as at the Flower Valley. No, now it smelled sour and rotten. Diesel had come to a swamp. Fortunately, Diesel had learned that one had to watch where one put one's small paws. The spider webs did not look very inviting either. A large swamp spider had spotted Diesel. But despite the spider having 8 legs, they weren't as quick and fast as Diesel's legs. He ran away as fast as he could and left both spider and swamp behind him. A bit into the forest, Diesel saw the strange creatures. The big one was called Clump, and the small one, he was called Nestle. I asked if they knew the way to the magic clearing, but they had never heard of it, and besides, they had to hurry away. They were going to a party at Clump's sister's, and asked if I wanted to come along. I thanked them for their kindness, but explained that I was on an important mission. Then I carried on. Radix was yet another strange creature that Diesel encountered on his journey. At first he was quite intimidating, both angry and loud, but perhaps it was not so strange. He told that he had lost his dearest possession, a chest full of items he had collected in the forest, and that he was now looking for it. Diesel promised to let him know if he found it. Even deeper into the forest, Diesel met a squirrel named Monia. She was a magician. Diesel had only heard stories of magicians and wizards before, and did not believe they existed in reality. Diesel told Monia about his sick grandfather and the magic clearing, and she promised to help him get there. She formed her hands and began gesturing, while reciting a rhyme in a language that Diesel did not understand. "Hurry," said Monia, "before it closes." She had opened a magic portal that would take Diesel to the magic clearing. It really looked like a magic place. The grass and trees were greener and more beautiful than anything Diesel had seen before. Finally, Diesel had arrived. Now it was just a matter of finding the flower and the magic seeds. In the middle of the clearing stood a magical being. It looked like a deer, but completely shone and was surrounded by a calm and harmonious glow. Diesel heard a voice that said, "Follow me. I know why you are here." Diesel followed her. There was the flower he had been looking for. Diesel was just about to thank the deer that had followed him here, but she had already disappeared. Diesel packed the seeds into the basket he had brought with him. On the way back, Diesel encountered another strange figure. He had apparently found a chest in an old stump and wondered if it was Diesel's. Diesel then remembered the angry Radix he had met earlier and told him about him. The strange figure thanked him for the information and set off to find Radix. A bit further, Diesel saw a grand monument that had been erected in the forest in memory of Svantrik. Diesel recognized the name from an old story his grandfather had told. Svantrik was apparently one of the greatest adventurers who had accomplished great feats long ago. Diesel heard someone shout. It was another adventurer just like Diesel. He was there to find Svantrik's monument and was now on his way back home. The adventurer knew where there was another magic portal that led out of the clearing. The mice joined forces and set off towards the portal. They found the portal a little bit out in the water. Diesel turned around and thanked the clearing and its magical beings who had all helped him. They went through the portal together. Diesel came out just a little bit from his home and now hurried back. At home, he ran to his grandfather with the seeds. Grandfather immediately became healthier and better, and now Diesel had much to explain to the whole family. To his father, mother, grandmother, grandfather, his 12 siblings, and his 22 cousins. Maybe we will follow Diesel on more adventures another time.